Welcome to my 2024/2025 sketchbook tour. I started this sketchbook, started drawing in it in January 2024 and finished in August 2025. So a little over a year worth of drawing, a year and a half, I should say, worth of drawing is in this sketchbook, and I'm really excited to get into it. So let's just get into it. This was at the very beginning of the year. I think I was at some kind of family event where I was doodling myself, looking a little down in the dumps. I don't even remember what happened to make me say it was a fucked up 2024 already. 2024 was fine. It was a good year because I graduated college and stuff, so I wouldn't say it's fucked up anymore. I feel like these drawings are a little awkward. Not terrible, but I just think I was getting used to the size of the sketchbook. I hadn't had a sketchbook this small in a while. Like, it's about the size of my hand. So I was just getting used to the portability, which I quite enjoyed, and the size, which I also quite enjoyed. Actually, this was a decent sketchbook, so I don't have any complaints. Yeah, the past pages are just observational drawings. This page is, I'm pretty sure these are classmates actually, so just because I can recognize some of their faces. And this hat, I like this hat on this individual. We've got some OC drawings here. Talia is a TTRPG OC from a Power Rangers one-shot, and I really liked her character. I wasn't expecting to get as attached to her as I did, but I like her little, goth style, and I like that she wears the color blue, because she's the Blue Ranger. Ooh, we got some saucy drawings of Mara, my D&D warlock. And Luca, we can't forget males in bunny outfits either. And Hugo, 2 males in bunny outfits. And Amara in bunny outfits and wearing less clothes because equality of the sexes or something along those lines. Yep, we got some of the same hat, and we have my D&D OC Magnus, who I didn't flesh out as much as I wanted to because I was, I think, in school at the time and really busy, but I might go back to his character someday. I quite like his concept of, a divorced dad who's also a chef. Yeah, these drawings are a little boob-pilled, but, that's okay. I really like how, the flow of the anatomy on these arms and these, booba. Yeah, I don't know, I just like it. I think around this page is when I started getting into the flow of things with this sketchbook. Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe not, because I don't know if I like this page quite as much, but, I think this is around when I was using a brush pen, which I should do more often. It's really fun to use. I'm not sure why I was in my feels, but I like my hat. Okay. I think this was when I had an art day with some friends. We got together and we just took our sketchbooks, took our drawing materials, and made a bunch of art, and I mainly drew in my sketchbook. And I guess on that day, I mainly drew Hugo, my beloved D&D OC, with Elric, his kid. I don't know, I really like this. This is properly referenced. But I don't know, I just think it's adorable. I love them so much. Okay, this is a neat page. It's kind of different from the rest of the sketchbook. It's basically just my OC's body types, I guess. We got Hugo, Luca, Mara, and then Jesse, who I don't draw as much, but who I still enjoy. Who I did enjoy playing as a D&D OC. I think this was a fun exercise. This isn't like referenced or anything, so I thought I did a pretty good job of drawing their physiques. This must have been the art day, like part 2 or like continued. We got my friend's dog here who looks like a tater or like a waffle. It comes to mind. I'm not really sure where that comes in, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like these drawings are a little stiff, but I feel like I loosen up throughout the rest of the sketchbook, so that's probably okay. You see, I drew this, didn't like it as much, and then went back and redrew it and used this Hugo, and I quite like how that turned out. Yeah, more of the brush pen, more OCs. I had like a mini AU where Hugo was a boxer, and I quite like the flow of anatomy on this drawing. And Luca at the beach. I thought this was really cute. It must have been around summertime when I drew this, and I don't know, I just think he's so beachy keen. Oh yeah, this must have been still the art day. My friends drew in my sketchbook and drew, basically I would start with a drawing and then they would do their own spin on the drawing, and I just think these are so cute. He's a little kitty cat. Meow. And then more of my D&D OC Magnus and his partner, or I don't know, not fiance, his divorced wife, Alana. I would really like to just like explore their story more because I don't know, just look how cute they are. Adorbs. Yeah. Just like scraps. Trying to find something. Yeah, this must have been either when the semester was starting or when it was coming up, because I don't want to go to school. Rah! Now I'm out of school and I feel like this blob's dream is fulfilled. Yeah, we got some more pen doodles. And my animatic characters. In my last semester of college, I made a short animatic with about plants and first love. And this is the dude in the animatic, and this is the girl, and this dude was trying to grow plants to impress this girl who's like the gardening boss. It was cute. I learned a lot about storyboarding. And I ended up drawing these characters a little bit in my sketchbook to kind of get a sense for them. Like, I don't know, like I still really like these drawings. Like, look how cute. Look how cute. Yeah, I don't know, like I haven't visited storyboarding. Well, that's not true. I did do a storyboard, the D&D animatic, but I haven't thought about these characters in a while. And they weren't really super fleshed out. They were kind of just for an assignment, but I don't know, I think their designs were cute. And it taught me a lot about like character designing for an animatic or animation where you're drawing something over and over and over and over. Okay, this was my senior expo sales at my school where the seniors sell art and hopefully make $1 more billion. I did break even and made a profit, so I didn't make $1 more billion, but perhaps in the future. Yeah, we've got some, there's some more saucy drawings of Hugo. He's quite wide. He reminds me of what is it? Like a DC superhero with how broad he is. He looks like a Dorito, but Vidrio was a bit more chunky and was a dad. Yeah, I'm gonna move on. Yeah, we've got, okay, yeah, this is what I mean when I say that I really like having experimented with like the marker and the colored pencil in this sketchbook. I felt like in the past I had only really drawn with pen and with my sketchbook, and that's fine, nothing wrong with that. But if I don't use my markers or my colored pencils at all, what's going to happen is I'm going to die, and then they're just going to sit there and rot until someone picks them up. And I want to be the one to use them first. Yeah, some Magnus doodles. I feel like I really captured his dadness in this drawing. I guess, oh yeah, and this was the day after I graduated, and I guess I was just like, what now? What am I gonna do? And I feel like this sketchbook represents a big transitional period in my life, because like I'm, still figuring out what now, I guess, but I feel like I'm getting closer day by day to what I would like to do, and I think that's a good thing. Yeah, some studies. This is from Batman Beyond. I was just copying reference pages, concept art for the actual show, like official art. And I don't know, I think I learned a lot about like shape. Like, see, this is Mara, but like in a Batman Beyond style, and this is Hugo in the Batman Beyond style. And I really like this page. I think it turned out really well, and I don't know, it was just fun. I feel like doing style references like that usually helps me get my mojo back. Yeah, some doodles. I think this is Zendaya from Dune 2, which was a really good movie. Having not read any of the books, I would say it was solid. It was really good. Did I skip a page? No, I did not. Yeah, we've got some drag queens. I think right after I finished college, I just binged a season of Drag Race and found myself to really like it. I just really like the presentation and the artistry and the physicality behind drag. It's very awesome. I got to go to a drag brunch recently, and it was awesome, and I yelled and hollered and whooped for the queens, and it was so much fun. And also, here's Luca. What is this? Oh yeah, I was playing in a Starverse one-shot, and I tried to figure out the look of my character. I think this is the closest one that I ended up drawing that like fit the idea in my brain. And we've got some drag queens drawings I do like, and this really scary drawing of Luca that I don't like quite as much. I think I was trying to layer the marker and the colored pencil in such a way, but it ended up looking more uncanny than I thought. You know what, that's okay. I'm gonna let myself make some bad art, because that's what the sketchbook's all about. Yeah, some boxing gestures. I quite like this one. I quite like this one. I should do this more. I just put on a video of boxing and just try to pause the video and draw where I could. And it was a good exercise. It made me realize I'm very rusty with figure drawing and would like to not be. And then Latrice Royale, I think, is the name of this drag queen who I drew. And I really like this drawing. I think it has a nice shape. Drawings of Mara. I don't know, I really like drawing her. I feel like her style kind of reminds me of like a 50s fashion illustration or something from Earl Oliver Hearst. Not that saying I can draw like him or anything like that, but I don't know, I just really like her little bob, her pose, her glam. It's just a lot of fun to draw. Yeah, we've got some Luca here. I don't know, I really like this drawing. I don't know, I just think it captures his personality very well. Very inquisitive, very youthful, and spriteful. And we've also got Keith from Voltron down here. Don't know why that happened. Definitely wasn't a fan of Voltron. Was, past tense, was. It's not cool, and it never will be, but, yeah. Some more doodles. I forget the context for these. I think at this point I was trying really hard to just like do as much as I could with art, draw as much as I could every day post-grad since I had all this free time. And I think it paid off. I don't know, I feel like my style is better for it. And a bunch of babies because they're one of my favorite subjects to draw. And a bunch of feet because they are not one of my favorite subjects to draw, but I want to be better. So there is a bunch of feet on that page that I drew. And even more so. I like how this one turned out. I like the little, like, I don't know, it reminds me of like L from Death Note or something like that. The little gesture. I think these were either from Pinterest or from Line of Action. The last day of May, as indicated from the note here, and lots of drawings. I had a D&D character named Ferdinand for a while in a short-lived campaign, and he had a rat familiar named Archimedes. And since Ferdinand is very preppy, he would dress Archimedes in these like goofy little costumes. And it's low-key giving like Tangled when Rapunzel dresses up her chameleon. Yeah, I think it's a cute drawing. Yeah. Some Mara drawings, like, I don't know, I just think like things like this are so cute, and Mara has such a like, I don't know, she's like my little like dress up OC that I can put in like cute outfits. Yeah. We got some like head studies of my OCs, Mara, Ilias, and Luca respectively. Some Ferdinands that I think were referenced. Hugo and Everett being a friend's OC, and they're like kissing or whatever. And then myself as an owl, I think? No, this was a D&D character, owl. I do also have a persona that's an owl. Yep. I really should break out the blue pencil more. I really like how it looks. I don't know, I guess I just like prefer pen. It just feels a lot more permanent, but in a good way. Like you make a mark and you just kind of have to stick with it. Okay, here's myself as an owl. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what I would look like as an owl, and I think this is just so cute. Like, look how I look like a little goober. It's great. Short film character, or like short animatic, I should say. And some drawings from, I think, a site that just has a bunch of candid people from candid photographs of people from county fairs. And it just as a way to practice shape language and expressions and character design. And I really like this page. I think I had a lot of fun with the brush pen. Alright, yeah, we've got some even more brush pen doodles, and I really like how these turned out. I love Hugo with Elric, his adopted son. If in the campaign, Elric is a little older, but this is if like an AU where he's like a baby. And isn't he baby in these drawings? Just look how cute and chunky and plump. And also him as a Pop Tropica character, because Pop Tropica was my jam. Okay, this is last summer when I was watching My Adventures with Superman, and it's an okay show. Like, it's definitely not my favorite superhero cartoon, but it is cute. It's solid entertainment, and then that's what I'll say. I tried to give my own take on, like, Superman and Lois Lane and Superman. I think around here I was trying to loosen up with art, and that's what I was trying to do here. I tried to draw things I wouldn't usually draw and be like, who cares? Try to have fun. And fun I did have, because I don't know, I like these drawings, even though I was anxious, apparently, at the time. On the train! It's a drawing of someone on the train. I like the scenery in this. I guess I'd really like to draw more environments, but I haven't quite found my reason to care. Like, I just have so much fun, as you can tell, drawing people and expressions and my OCs. I haven't quite found a reason to invest in environments yet. I think it will eventually happen, though. This must have been when I was on a family trip, because I see my brother, I see my second cousin, and my other second cousin with a chubby baby face, because he was and is a chubby baby. Yeah. I think these two drawings were like, oh, combine a tree with like a person, or like draw a character design based off a tree or that tree. And I interpreted it as an old lady coming out of the trees, and like a fashion model wearing a pine tree inspired garment. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty cute. Okay, I don't know if it was around here, but I think soon after this, I was struggling with carpal tunnel. I overdid it during art fight, and I busted my wrist. It was hurtful. It hurt. It was painful, and I couldn't draw for the longest time. But then I went and saw a hand doctor, and she was like, yeah, you can still draw as long as you have the wrist brace with a splint on. And that's what this drawing represents. It represented, I'm free, I can draw again. And some wonky drawings because I hadn't drawn properly since the beginning of June, really. And like this was from June, and this is in the middle of July, I think. So it was really frustrating for a while, but eventually my hand is better. And always remember to stretch, because let me tell you, that sucked. Yeah, so basically I'm just like, through these drawings, I'm just kind of trying to get my mojo back, trying to get back into the groove. We got some Reagan, my early high school anime hubby, and he's pretty great. I still need to finish Mob Psycho, unfortunately. We've got, what we got? We got Luca. I kind of tried to draw his like emotes, like some like poses that I might not usually draw. We have I had Dungeon Meshi OCs with a friend for a bit. This is Ephraim, and this is their character, and they kind of had like a little rival thing going on. Yeah, I really like this doodle of me as a little wizard, casting a spell on you to go make art and have fun doing it. Yeah, and I tried drawing my Star Wars TTRPG character again, but it looks way too much like Keith from Voltron, which, well, let's just say that show is bad. We've got some shape studies of Mara, Hugo, Luca, Ilias, and Magnus. And I really like this exercise. I like how different they all look. And I love Mara at the beach. Just look how cute. Look how cute. Look how cute. I mentioned Earl Oliver Hearst earlier in the video, and these are some proper studies that I did of his work. I just love his use of shapes and designing characters. And a little glam Mara, because she's my dress-up OC. Hee hee. Oh, did I skip a page? No. This was when I was drawing outside, I think. I drew like someone that looked kind of like a passerby I saw, and I drew this plant. I realize I draw a lot of people, so sometimes every so often I'll be like, oh, I'll draw something a little different. But for the most part, you'll just see character work. And this is my friend's OC Everett, cute little tiefling. And I forget where I drew these from. These must have been Pinterest studies. And I really like how they turned out. I really like this one in particular. Piercings is something to think about that I noted, because I draw a lot of characters, but I don't really draw a lot with like tattoos and piercings, which is something that should be changed, because I think piercings and tattoos are super cool. Yeah, just some more character design stuff, trying to figure out Hugo's shape, the shape language, if you will. Character design, yeah, trying to figure out like the proportions and stuff. Character design is no joke. It's hard, especially when you're not just like drawing for fun, like you're trying to like make something really work. But I love it though. I wouldn't stop doing it for the world, because then you get things like observational studies like this, where I don't know, these people feel so lively, and you know, like the work you put into like thinking about the shapes was put to good use. And speaking of studying and like shapes, these are from the Morpho Simplified Anatomy book. These aren't from my own noggin, although I wish they were. Just some practice of like breaking down the forms. Yeah, and I think at this point, like, I don't know, like, there's just such a difference between something like this page, which feels really dynamic and lively, versus something like at the beginning of the sketchbook, something like this, like where it feels a little stiff. I think overall in this sketchbook, I managed to loosen up like way more. And I think part of that is right now, at least at the time of recording this video, I might not be pursuing a character design career. I'm thinking more along the lines of motion design or motion graphics or graphic design, just based on my, like, where I'd like to live and what I'd like to do. And that was scary at first. Like, it was scary graduating and being like, well, what now? I'm still like looking for work and trying to realign myself in that way. But I think it's gonna pay off. And I still love to draw and finish this sketchbook. And for that, I'm proud. Anyways, some more Mara. You know, I thought Hugo was going to be the OC that I drew the most, but I think it might be Mara. I really like this concept that I drew of her. I like her motion, the motion of this drawing. It's based off her backstory, and I might make that into a full piece later. Short film characters make an appearance, drew them after a while. And yeah, this is the part of the sketchbook where it just kind of starts to get crazy sauce. I start just doodling nonstop whenever I can. And I have a lot of fun doing it. And I have a lot of fun with the markers too. Like, I don't use them quite as often as I would have liked. I think some of these drawings could use some color, but I don't know. That's something to think about for the next sketchbook, I guess. We've got Luca and his jams. Hugo waking up with a baby Elric, who's holding Sophie the giraffe, which is a teething toy for babies. Oh yeah. We got Ferdinand, we got Mara, we got Ferdinand that I didn't like as much, and then redrew it on the next page and that is a Ferdinand I like a lot better. And that's him with his his partner Cordelia, who is a friend's OC, and I love them together. And I don't know, I just think this is just so cute. Like, I don't know, this like the little smile, the little like leaning into the kiss. I don't know, it's a drawing that I really like, and I like this page a lot. Also, like, he's probably non-binary, but he has a job and he doesn't really care about that right now. Okay, this was when I was watching Kamen Rider Gav, and it's a good show. I still need to catch up, but this is Hanto, or at least attempts at Hanto and Shoma, and them together holding hands and being gay, because, yes. This more drawings with the brush pen. We've got Sachika from Kamen Rider Gav. We've got Talia. We've got Hugo. And this must have been around the time when Arcane Season 2 was airing, or must have finished airing. And I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was mid as hell, but I've always loved Jinx, so she's my favorite character from the show, so that's my little tribute. And another Talia. I really like her pose. This must have been referenced from Pinterest, but I like her little stars on her pants and her cool style. And these are observational, I think. And except this one and this one is, at least. And this is just from my own noggin, or reference from my own hand. And more references either from the Morpho Simplified book or from my own remembrance of that book. I say it like that book died or something. It's just like things that I remember from that book that I try to doodle in my sketchbook, along with some holiday. It's around December of last year that I drew these. Some holiday cheer with some cheeky outfits that I quite enjoy drawing. I just think this is just very satisfying to look at. Yeah, just kind of going crazy sauce with it. Some doodles. I think Hugo is a bard, and at one point he casts prestidigitation on his eyes to fool some enemies and scare them and run them off. And he decided to make them look like slug eyes. So this was quite fun to draw. He looks a little sluggish, one might say. I don't remember what these notes are about. Oh, they're from a animation class I was taking, specifically for After Effects. I kind of, there's a lot of writing here. I like the idea of keeping a sketchbook that is part journal. I've written a bunch of notes in my sketchbook at points, and this sketchbook apparently is no different. Just lots of notes, lots of costuming notes for a new outfit for Hugo, which I think I posted. I don't think I did. I think I need to get on that. This is a part of the sketchbook I liked because I took some old doodles and just had fun coloring with marker. And I think this is around the part where I was watching Death Note, and I love Death Note. It's not, okay, it is good, but it's not amazing. There's some parts of the show where I'm just like, a person wrote this, huh? But it is peak because Misa is in it, and Al is in it, and Light is in it. And I don't know, it's just, it doesn't make any sense at points, but it's a good show, in a way. And here is Luca, but if he was blue. Yep. I think what happened was I drew this. I colored it with marker and tried to go over it with colored pencil, but I realized if I went in with his skin tone, it would cover up the ink, the drawing. So I just left it as it is. And I don't know. I like this little arm here, the little shape. Some drawings of the blue pen, Kamen Rider Gav, and a self-portrait. What else? And some chunky babies that I had a lot of fun drawing. I think, it's a happy day because that was the day I got together with my boyfriend. And we're coming up on 6 months, and things have been so lovely. I really, really like this drawing here. I love the shape of the boots. I love the little foreshortening of the hand and just like the drawings around it. I should draw with the brush pen more because I think it works really well in my style and it always pays off. We got some Mara. I drew her as like one ad for Chappell-Roan's The Giver, which I don't know. I like the subway more, if I'm being perfectly honest. Just some shapes, some boxes, and more pen doodles. Yeah, I don't know. This is what I mean when I say like things got really loose and crazy sauce as soon as I decided that maybe art wasn't, like drawing specifically, might not be my career. I would still be absolutely open to something like a character design job. As you can see that I love to do it. It just made me put a little bit less pressure on myself, I think. It let me kind of experiment and like draw something like this, like a full body pose taking up a big page that I might not have even considered in the past. And I think my art is better for it. We got some Kamen Rider Gav, trying to get their likenesses. Not sure if I quite made it. And DJ Candy from My Sims, if we've got any My Sims fans. I just think she is so cute. Damien from Monster Prom. Great game if you haven't played it. And more drawings with the brush pen. I think at this point we're coming up to the end. This is April 2025. And I'm just going ham. I drew my own Selena Kyle drawing and a self-portrait, which with big old feet that I quite enjoy. And what's this? This was during a small art convention that I tabled at. That I was doodling in the just between sales, and it was kind of slow. Like you can see, I was adding up my profits, but it was still a lot of fun. It was my first tabling event outside of school, and I think I learned a lot from it. Okay, this is when I was developing my current Curse of Strahd OC, Lucius. He's a tiefling Dampier, and he's very angry all the time, and has beef with his party members, but he's got a heart of gold. Like, I've been playing him so that he will do something crass or mean, but then apologizes later. And I don't know, it's just like it's a fun contrast. I love him a lot. You know, we've got some doodles of Lucius, and then myself, and then with my partner if he was a puppy. And speaking of my partner, we went to the aquarium at some point in May, and it inspired me to draw a bunch of stingrays. Like I said, I usually just draw people in my sketchbook, so it was a nice change of pace to draw a subject that I didn't usually draw. We got some observational doodles. I watched my little brother play Deltarune, and I know everyone says it. I say it too. I love Deltarune. It's up there with Undertale, even though Undertale is more of a nostalgia factor for me. Yep, just more pen doodles. We got a sticker covering a drawing I didn't like as much. We got we got a saucy Lucius and a sad Lucius. And another saucy Lucius on the next page. I really like how vibrant the marker and the colored pencil can be if you just really go ham. Yeah, I think I was watching the Ultimatum Queer Love Edition, which was who these people are. Messy show, messy people. I told myself I wasn't gonna watch it, but I did anyway, and I didn't finish because it's still, like season 1, is a hot mess. And speaking of hot messes, here's more Voltron. It's never gonna come back. It's never gonna be cool. but unfortunately it does have a nostalgia factor for me, so it does show up in my sketchbook every once in a while. Drawings from the beach. I would give my cousins a drawing prompt and have them draw it. This was sea creatures giving their ID to the bouncer, and I quite like these interpretations. I think they're really cute. And the second one, ooh, I skipped a page? No, I didn't. Some beach drawings. Okay, here's this other one. Like, it's a baby riding a sea creature and a pirate eating spaghetti. And I think they're super cute, and it was a fun thing to do while at the beach. Alright, we're coming up to the end of the sketchbook, and that's me in my beach outfit with my little bandeau. Some drawings of, these either are people at church or people at the beach. And these are just drawings to just kind of finish out the sketchbook and just have fun with it. I found this really cute blouse at the thrift store that I might wear to the Ren Fair, so stay tuned for that. And to finish it off, we've got some portraits of the artist herself in a furry outfit, because I'm going to a furry rave. And that is pretty much it. I think I grew a lot in this sketchbook. Like I said, it marked like a transitional period of my life, and I had a lot of fun, and I think that's what's most important. See you later.